What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nolan TCG, and we are back here today for another deck profile, and this time it's for Gem Knight FTK. So this is a deck that is near and dear to my heart. We almost topped a regional with this once, and we bubbled, and it felt really, really bad. We lost in the last round, and we missed out. But yeah, for this profile, there will be combos. I guess a combo video coming tomorrow. This is Christmas Eve, so tomorrow we'll be doing the Brickmas FTK video. This is just essentially a supercut of the live stream that I did the other day. This list is a little bit changed from the one I was playing in the live stream. I've optimized it a little bit more because I wasn't 100% happy with the list that I was playing on it. But yeah, this is definitely the list that I would recommend. Do tune into that video tomorrow. We will be doing a giveaway on it. So yeah, jump over there and definitely check it out. And I do wish you guys a Merry Christmas. But yeah, before we get started on this video, as always, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people to the channel. And I wonder how many times I said "but yeah" this year. Before we do get started on this one, though, it is brought to you, of course, by yourplaymat.com, who got us our beautiful Nolan TCG Extra Deck sleeves. These are available on yourplaymat.com, as well as you can get custom sleeves and custom playmats, so whatever you need for the current format. There is an affiliate link in the description down below that does get you a little bit of a discount on your order. Also, enter the code Nolan10YP for 10% off your order. Also kicks back a little bit to the channel, so everything will be very much appreciated. If you're shopping there, you're getting custom sleeves, custom playmats down. Make sure to enter our code at checkout. But let's get on into this deck profile. Perfect, so starting us off, we do start with our 3 copies of Gem Knight Obsidian. This is probably the best Gem Knight in the deck. Yes, it's not the one that facilitates everything, but if you hard draw it, or you've already drawn the fusion spell and you can search this off your link, very, very, very good time. It means you're going to be like comboing off quite a lot. Then next off, we do have our 3 copies of Gem Knight Lapis. This is the card that we necessarily need to make our FTK, and a lot of our engines work. We just need to get this into our rotation, whether it's in the graveyard or whether it's on the field. We can start working around it once we do have it present. Then after that, we have our 3 copies of Gem Knight Lazuli. Of course, it's just going to be adding back the Lapis to hand whenever it's sent to the graveyard by an effect. And then after that, we do have probably our primary normal summon, and that is 2 copies of Gem Armadillo. Just adds any of the Gem Knight monsters we've seen previously, and then allows you to just kind of combo off once you have the other stuff. Rather key, it does count as a gem name to go with your Link monster, because it doesn't need to be a Gem Knight monster, it does just need to be a gem monster. And then we go into the next card. It is probably the last card of our Gem Knight package. It is the 2 copies of Crystal Rose. I would probably recommend bumping this up to 3 if you can. The space we'll talk about the card. I'd probably recommend cutting as we go along. And then we go into our Adamancipator line, as one of my binders just slowly falls over. We have our Adamancipator package after this. So we've got our 3 copies of Adamancipator Researcher, of course, Rock, Extend. 3 copies of Adamancipator Seeker, see Adamancipator, Extend. And 3 copies of Analyzer. Opponents going first, we extend. These are essentially the cards that we're going to be using to try and build up our link board. These aren't necessarily needed for the FTK, but they do make life a whole lot easier if they can kind of hit the right cards at the right time. Then last of our, our main rock monsters is 3 copies of Doki Doki. We want to be able to transition from one to the other, which is why we're playing the 3. If we have the 1 copy of Analyzer, say we open 2 Analyzer and we hit a Doki Doki, we can ditch the Analyzer off the Doki Doki and get ourselves the Gem Armadillo, and that can hopefully get us revolving around some kind of play. We then go with the Doki Doki and the Research and the Analyzer, go into the Synchro. I'm going on a rant here, but then the Synchro hopefully hits a Gem Knight. That then starts your combos off, and you're going to have a very good time hopefully from then on. Then the last of our monsters, this is the card I would cut for the 3rd copy of Crystal Rose. It is our 1 copy of Adamancipator Crystal Dragite. The effect is effectively useless. I would strongly consider cutting it. And then after that, we do get into our spell cards. So we do have a rather thick spell lineup because we do want to play as many consistency things as possible. 3 copies of Unexpected Die, of course, just to get us the Lapis from the deck. And then that's a free body on board. We don't have to burn our normal summon. We can start playing off from there. 3 copies of Gem Knight Fusion. You can just infinitely resolve this pretty much in this deck. You just banish 1, add it back, activate it again. Banish 1, add it back, activate it again. A lot of decks don't expect that, and that's quite funny to see. Then we have 3 copies of our Monster Reborn. It is our Adamancipator Sign. Of course, we're going to be using it to reborn stuff back and just kind of generally keep going. 3 copies of Black Garden, follow that up. This is probably the best card in the deck. Just the fact that it spams the opponent's board with tokens just makes it very easy to FTK. So you want to try and open this, or at least make search this with the Terraforming, which we have coming next, or the Garden Rose Maiden in your extra deck, and then that should generally get you to game as long as you have like some kind of Gemknight package involved going around. And then the last card in the main deck, just to stop general hand traps, is one copy of Called by the Grave. Okay, now we get into our extra deck, and of course, starting us off is our 3 copies of Gemknight Lady Lapis Lazuli. This is just standard burn card, like pretty straightforward. You can only summon one once per turn, but you're going to be sending it with your Master Diamond, which comes up next. And then hopefully if you've given your opponent the Black Garden, their board is completely full of tokens. That's an extra 2,500 burn damage on top of what this is going to be doing with your board. So you effectively just need to have the 3 special summon monsters, and then you just go bang. The game is over at that point once you've effectively gotten to that. And your Master Diamond, of course. Clone, send another. More burn damage. Good times. And then we have 2 copies of Gemknight Zerkona after that. These are simply here to try and keep your rock package moving. Because it's a Gemknight monster and a rock type monster, you can get like kind of cards out of your hand which you can't use. You get them into the graveyard along with your Gemknight monsters, and then you can start triggering off their effects. Say an Obsidian effect to then reborn back a Lapis. That could be necessary. Or you may want to trigger off the Lapis Lazuli, and then that can add back your Lapis, and then you can of course just keep going because the fusion spell can be banished, and then that's generally why we play the 2 copies of Zerkona. Sometimes when you're producing the combo, you'll just need to make 2 generic fusions, given that the fusion spell can be added back, and that gets you to the Zerkona. The Zerkona, of course, on board is a Gemknight monster. You may well not have a Gemknight monster on board. You may be stuck without Emancipators. You can turn those rock monsters into Gemknight Zerkona, get you into the Link, and then that will generally get you through your FTK. Of course, we do have the Link monster that starts it all. Honestly, I was shocked that this card wasn't banned back in the day, the Gemknight Phantom Quartz. Card very, very good. The fact that it's a general searcher and you can just burn yourself to do a fusion summon from grave. Generally very, very good card. Honestly shocked that it's been around for so long. I guess when you hit everything else involved in the FTK, you kind of don't need to hit the problem cards. Like this, Crystron Halka Fibrax, another problem card for another reason. Puts other cards on the ban list. But yeah, the reason why we're playing it, of course, is just to turn one Adamancipator into another Adamancipator, and then that will then allow us to reborn that first Adamancipator. You just will generally need it, especially if you're going through to your Nightmare Unicorn play. And then your Unicorn, you're going to be using to shuffle back your Master Diamond, because it's at 1. General, just basic Gemknight combo stuff. And then lastly, if we want to build a board going first, if we don't necessarily have access to the FTK, Appaloosa is often the best way to go for us. And then we go into our Synchro packages after that. Another 2 cards which you can make if you're going first, and you kind of need a resource to go with that. It is our 1 copy of Herald of the Arclight, and of course a Naturia Beast, because we're playing that Gemknight package. Guess what? Earth monsters, level 3s, level 2s, Earth tuners. Naturia Beast, very easy to access in this deck, along with our 1 copy of Herald of the Arclight. We do play the 1 copy of Garden Rose Maiden, like I mentioned earlier. Of course, you're going to be using this to add your Black Garden from deck to hand, and then you should hopefully still have the resources left to start grinding through, putting the monsters on your opponent's board with all those tokens, and then generally winning the game with the burn damage from there. And then after that, we have our 2 Adamancipator Synchros. So we've got the 1 Raptite and the 1 Dragite. Sometimes you just need to clear stuff off board, and Dragite's cute. Also very good for going second. And then you've got, of course, the 1 copy of Raptite again. Clears monsters off the board, and you can get another monster from deck, and you can go into stuff that you necessarily need. That does wrap us up here for the deck profile for this one, though. As always, like I do say, do make sure to comment down below any recommendations or things you would change. Do tune into the video tomorrow on Christmas for a Merry Brickmas. We are going to be, of course, showing off those FTKs that we've been working on that have been listed on the channel over the past few weeks. Also, we'll have the giveaway involved with that. But, as always, I've been Ben from Nolan TCG. Have a Merry Brickmas.